light or vibration or frequency affects the crystalline structure of water. And since the human body is mostly water, then clearly this type of light energy has got to be influencing the actual energetic property of then every cell of the body.
And when a cell splits or when it mitoses, it actually lets off a visible light frequency.
There's tons of information. There's tons of known stuff about light and the effects of light on every species.
There are some interesting studies that have been done that show that our nervous systems never tone down enough. And part of the reason they never tone down enough is because we never get ourselves out of an artificial light environment. There's a natural rhythm to the universe, and in the evenings, instead of going home and allowing the lights to soften and everything so we can relax, we go home, we turn all the lights on in the house, we turn the TV on, and we expose ourselves to all this artificial light, and we never go back outside and expose ourselves to natural light that has a calming effect to slow the system down.
We find out that crystals are a part of our bone structure, and that our bone structure is stimulated by electricity, and light acts as this type of electromagnetic stimulation.
Moonlight has optical properties that differ from sunlight, and organisms have been around for about 3.5 billion years. They've been exposed to moonlight cycles for that long, complex organisms for half a billion years. And they've had plenty of opportunity to develop adaptations, receptors, and so forth to this unique reflected sunlight.
Everything in the body is a frequency. I know I can affect body parts with frequencies. I've been able to have different devices that I use to measure that frequency. And so I know I can introduce a frequency to, like, for example, your adrenal gland, and change the function of the adrenal gland by using a frequency, a light frequency.
We know, of course, that frequency, that different bands of light have unique properties.
Light, when you introduce it to the body, has a very interesting effect. We know based on research that every cell in the body has a receptor site on it for light to enter the cell.
One set of experiments that I've proposed is to expose seeds to moonlight. We know that seeds have receptors for light, and so you can't assume that people, microbes, and life on Earth does not have a adaptation system set up for receiving and responding to moonlight.
I'm very intrigued with the ramifications of what that could mean for any of us relative to what the array might offer in terms of the influence on consciousness, not just influence on the body physically, but in terms of the body in kind of a psycho-spiritual way.
To introduce light back into the body and attract it to its source is, to me, a way to introduce health to the body. I mean, it's going back to its perfect source from which it came, and that's why I think light is so profound when you introduce it into the body.